Selling is having a conversation. All you need to do, if you want to be successful in today's world, is find good leads, call good leads, write great emails, have incredible first conversations that lead to closing sales, bigger sales, shorter sales cycle, account penetration, on-time renewal, constant upgrades, and everything in your CRM, buddy. Every last detail in that CRM, or it didn't count, and forecasts. Not just forecasts, accurate forecast. Big difference between a forecast and an accurate forecast. When I first got into sales, I didn't really get that. I never really kind of got the concept of the forecast. So my boss was always yelling, "Steve, your forecast, it's all wrong." And I used to say, "Hey, you're preaching to the choir. Don't yell at me. I'm on your side. Talk to the customers. They're the ones that seem to be holding up the works over here." And of course, the biggest challenge of all, my favorite of all sales challenges, they have to, every year, top last year. You had a good year last year? Great, we're going up 10% and go. Had a bad year? Too bad, 10% increase. You never go the other way, right? You never go, "Listen, guys, in 2011, you killed it. Beautiful. But this is what we're going to do in 2012. We're going to drop it back. We're going to gear down. We're going to rest up. Because come 2013, we're coming back with a vengeance, and then we're really good." They never do that. No matter what you do, you got to be the best you've ever been. But basically, that's all you have to do. And is that so hard that you need so much help? I don't think so. Of course, salespeople are always complaining about how hard it is. It's so hard. Marketing isn't giving me enough leads. Customer service is losing my clients. Nobody gets it. Nobody helps me. Some guy in the bowels of the building, who never goes out, is questioning my expense reports. Yes, I have a $300 bar bill, but don't they understand how business works? So what if I was alone? Moving right along. So let's talk about what you really have to do in sales. The thing about sales, and it has to do with training and sales, it's not what people know. It's what people do and what they say that makes them great at sales. It's the words that come out of your mouth when you're in a meeting. It's the choice of spending 10 minutes on this activity, 2 hours on that activity, and no time at all on this activity. It's the words that come out of your mouth. How many times have you been in a meeting, left the meeting, walking away, and you're down the block and you go, "Oh my God, I forgot to ask, you know what, next time I'm going to say," it's too late, it's over. Have you ever had a disappointing commission check? Anybody here ever have a disappointing commission check? And in the old days, you'd actually have a check in an envelope, and you'd look at it and go, "Wow, what was I doing over the last 6 months that only produced this little thing? I wish I had." Well, it's too late already. Selling is a performance art. Selling is being able to do the right thing at the right time. It's reacting, assessing the situation, and figuring out exactly what to do, not what to know. That being said, most salespeople get around that. Here's the workaround. Salespeople happen to be blessed with a particular skill we're very proud of. Nobody talks about it out loud. I'll mention it. I'll bring it up. We tend not to talk about this. It's a skill that we have in great abundance, and it makes us almost superhuman. As I tell you this skill, you'll recognize it. The particular skill that we have is we can make it up as we go along. Huh? Nobody does it better than a salesperson. Let me give you an example. I was meeting with a salesperson not that long ago, and he told me this incredible story. He said, "Next Wednesday, I'm in a meeting, and if the meeting goes well, I'm going to close a $50 million sale." I said, "Wow, let me hear that again. You go in a meeting Wednesday, and you'll close the sale. What has to happen for you to close the sale?" He said, "It has to be a good conversation." I said, "All right, so if you have a good conversation, next Wednesday, you're closing a $50 million. That's incredible. Let me ask you a question. How are you going to open that meeting?" And it's a beautiful thing. When salespeople make it up as they go along, I find they do it just the way cartoon characters run. Here's a cartoon character not running. Then it starts to move its legs, but it's still not going anywhere. Then a lot of smoke occurs around the legs, still no movement, and then with a great funny sound effect, it's off. And that's what this guy did. I said, "So how are you going to open the meeting, which is going to close a $50 million sale?" He went, "Well, how am I going to open it? Yeah, how am I going to open? Well, that's what I'm thinking. What I've got. But first of all, that's a great question. A great question. How you got? I always know I'm in trouble when they grade the question. Yeah, I know it's a great question. And I stopped them. I said, listen, you're making it up as you go along. If I had a $50 million sale hinging on a great conversation, I would have tried every single conversational opening with somebody else. I would have tried every single path that conversation could go, so there's no way that it won't be a great conversation. We really have to understand it that way. We have to train people not about what they know, but what they do. But the reason I tell you this story, this guy was closing a $50 million sale, at least in theory. If you said to him, does he have skills? Oh, yeah. And if you asked him, what kind of training does he need? He'd say, I don't need any. He's not really in a good position to assess himself, is he? Selling is about being able to do the right thing at the right time.